Season priority for the Eagles? Where do you put it?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they need to get a playmaker. I don't care if it's in free agency, maybe go out and get Alshon Jeffrey. Sure, of course, that's going to cost a lot of money. If not Jeffrey, maybe Kenny Britt. Maybe even bring back Deshaun Jackson, who we all know played here for about 6 or 7 years. And if you can't do it in free agency, then you got to do it in the draft. And in that first round, there's two really good receivers that could fall to number 14 or 15, Mike Williams or Corey Davis. Get Carson Wentz the help that he did not have in his rookie season.
Well, that was my next question for you there in terms of help for Carson Wentz. You talked about the playmaker out there on the edge. You know, they tried to kind of do that, a little bit of Dorial Green-Beckham earlier in the year with the trade. Didn't quite work out. So the need for a receiver is fairly well documented there. But how about the running back position as well? What's more important?
Well, I would say receiver. I mean, they're going to need a running back. It sounds like Ryan Matthews. They're not going to bring him back. His salary is not guaranteed for 2017. He's also coming off neck surgery. So you have Darren Sproles and you have Wendell Smallwood as your only running back. So you're going to want to get somebody, maybe a lead guy. I think they'll probably address that position in the draft, maybe later in the second or third day. But wide receiver, as we mentioned before, is much more important. You mentioned Dorial Green-Beckham. Nelson Aguilar didn't do the job as starters. They need to get some help on the outside. They need a guy that can stretch the defense and give maybe Jordan Matthews, who's a very good slot, some room underneath the work. Same with Zach Ertz at tight end.
Of course, protecting Carson Wentz, always a priority, keeping that young quarterback upright. Jason Peters, left tackle, actually would lead the list of surprising cuts from our Greg Rosenthal on NFL.com right now. Is he a guy that might be a cap casualty for the Eagles?
It's possible, but from what I understand, the Eagles have actually already approached Jason Peters about a restructure. They want to bring him back. He's going to be. He already actually turned 35 in January, but he had a very good 2016 season. I still think that Jason Peters can perform at a high level. You want to bring him back at left tackle. You still have Lane Johnson at right tackle. And with Carson Wentz still kind of learning his way, playing in the NFL, you don't want to change too much on that offensive line, certainly on the flanks.
And with the draft, whether it's the 14th overall pick or the 15th overall pick in that first round, what makes sense as a first-round selection for the Eagles?
Right, and the Eagles don't want to press the need. You want to take the best available player. I think at number 14 or 15, you want to get an impact player. But that being said, they need a cornerback desperately, probably about as much as they need a wide receiver. And from what everyone keeps saying, all the analysts keep saying, is that there's going to be a lot of cornerbacks in this draft, certainly a bunch of that can be taken in the first round. I don't think there's a consensus on who the top cornerback is. Maybe Marshawn Lattimore from Ohio State, maybe Tre'Davious White from LSU. But the Eagles got to get a cornerback, whether it's in the first, second, or third round, and have him start.